Did bananas once go to war?
Imagine fruits having their own little world, where the sweetest and juiciest ones are the most popular among them. Now, would you believe that bananas, those yellow bendy fruits we all love to peel and eat, once had a war named after them? It's true, sort of. There's a catchy name given to a period of history called the Banana Wars. But don't worry, this wasn't a fruit fight with bananas acting like little soldiers. The Banana Wars were actually a series of military interventions by the United States in Central America and the Caribbean. This happened in the early 20th century, mainly to protect American commercial interests, especially those related to the banana trade. The term Banana Wars is a bit humorous because bananas themselves didn't have anything to do with the conflict, even though the name suggests they might have been out there on the battlefield. It's strange to think about how a simple snack has a chapter in history named after it. So next time you unpeel a banana, just remember it has its own place in the history books.
Can you eat a cloud?
Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered what clouds taste like? Well, here's a fun fact that might surprise you. Clouds are actually made of water droplets, and they can taste just like rain. When clouds get heavy enough, they fall as rain, and that's water we can catch with our tongues. But here's the twist. Because clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, they are technically edible. You can't just take a bite out of a cloud like a cotton candy, but if you were to fly through a cloud in an airplane, the moisture that collects on the windows is the same water you find in clouds. So in a way, if you've ever collected rainwater on your tongue, you've tasted a cloud. Of course, we can't just go up and eat clouds, but if you use a little imagination on a rainy day, you might just get a taste of what it's like to snack on a cloud. So next time it rains, remember, that's a little piece of cloud melting in your mouth.
The amazing never-ending desert. Who knew sand could sing?
Deserts are famously hot, dry, and sandy, right? But there's something about the Sahara Desert that might just blow your mind. Imagine vast dunes, endless sand, and under the right conditions, these sands can sing. Yes, you heard that right. In some parts of the Sahara, the sand dunes can produce deep, booming sounds when the sands shuffle. This isn't a fairy tale or magic. It's science. Scientists call it the singing sands phenomenon. It happens when millions of sand grains rub against each other by the wind, or when people walk over them. Each grain is like a tiny musical instrument, and together they can create a natural orchestra that can be heard up to 10 kilometers away. Some say it's like the earth is humming its own tune. Isn't that fascinating? So next time you think of deserts, remember that they're not just about heat and camels. They might be holding a secret concert, just waiting for the right moment to perform their sandy symphony.
Can you believe a jellyfish can live forever?
Jellyfish are one of the most magical creatures in the sea. But did you know there is a type of jellyfish that can live forever? It's called the Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish. Most jellyfish have a life cycle that goes from being a tiny baby, called a larva, to growing into a full-grown jellyfish. When they get old or sick, they usually die like most animals. But the immortal jellyfish has a crazy trick up its sleeve. When it gets hurt or old, it can turn back into a baby jellyfish and start its life all over again. It's like pressing a reset button on a video game when you are about to lose. This way, the jellyfish can technically live forever if it doesn't get eaten by predators or killed by a disease. Imagine if humans could do that. We could be like superheroes who never get old. This fact about the immortal jellyfish is not only cool, but also gives scientists lots of ideas to study how we all age. Nature is full of surprises, isn't it?
Can you guess what space sounds like?
We often think of space as a silent void. But did you know that space can sing? This might sound like science fiction, but it's actually science fact. In space, there are no air molecules to carry sound like on Earth, so you can't hear sounds in the traditional sense. However, space is filled with electromagnetic vibrations that can be converted into sound we can hear. NASA's spacecraft have captured these vibrations from planets, stars, and galaxies and converted them into audio files. The results are eerie and beautiful cosmic songs. For example, the sound of the sun is like a deep, pulsing hum because of its hot, gaseous atmosphere. and Saturn's rings have their own unique melodies created by the motion of the ring's particles. This means that, in a way, there's a whole music playlist out there in the universe just waiting for us to tune in. This fun fact not only surprises many, but it also expands our understanding of the universe and our place within it.
Can you believe a bunch of goats helped create a popular American park?
So, do you think all parks are made by humans with bulldozers and shovels? Well, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there's a park that owes a big thanks to a herd of goats. That's right, those four-legged lawn munchers helped to create what's now known as Emerald View Park. These goats weren't just randomly walking around. They had a job to eat. Before the park was created, the area was overrun with lots of plants you wouldn't want in your park, like poison ivy and other invasive species. Trying to get rid of these with machines or chemicals can be tough and not so great for the environment. So, the clever folks in charge brought in a bunch of goats. Over time, the goats ate all those unwanted plants. Their munching was like a natural lawnmower, and it helped clear the land. Thanks to their strong stomachs, which can digest all kinds of rough plants, they cleaned up the area without needing any machinery. This made it much easier to turn it into the beautiful park people enjoy today. Isn't that just the coolest thing? Who would have thought?
Why are flamingos pink?
Have you ever wondered about flamingos and their fabulous pink feathers? You might think they're born that way, but here's a fun fact. They are not. Flamingos are actually born with gray feathers. So how do they get their pink color? It's all about their diet. These graceful birds eat lots of shrimp and algae that contain a natural pink dye called xanthan. Over time, this dye builds up in their feathers, turning them from gray to pink. The more they eat, the pinker they become. It's like if you ate so many carrots, you turned orange. But don't worry, that won't happen to us humans. However, it's a bit like that for flamingos. Imagine changing color based on your favorite snack. That's something that actually happens in the animal world, and flamingos are one of the most fascinating examples of it. So the next time you see a flamingo, remember their color is not just for style, it's a reflection of their shrimp-filled menu.
Did you know bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't?
Imagine you're eating a delicious, sweet strawberry. You might think it's a berry, right? Well, here's a fun fact that might surprise you. In the world of botany, which is the study of plants, a berry is a type of fruit that has seeds on the inside and is produced from the ovary of a flower. Based on this definition, bananas, kiwis, and even avocados are considered true berries. They have seeds inside and come from one flower with one ovary. But wait, if those are berries, why aren't strawberries? The thing is, strawberries don't come from one ovary. The seeds on the outside of a strawberry are actually the fruits, and what we eat is the base of the flower. So, in the scientific sense, strawberries are not real berries. Weird, huh? This kind of surprising information is what makes plant science super interesting. It turns what we think we know upside down and teaches us that nature is full of amazing secrets just waiting to be discovered. Next time you eat a banana, remember, you're eating a real berry.
Can you guess which fruit never ripens once picked?
Imagine picking a fruit and expecting it to get juicier and sweeter with time, only to realize it stays exactly the same. Well, there's actually one fruit where this is exactly what happens: the pineapple. Unlike other fruits, once a pineapple is harvested, it doesn't ripen any further than it was at the moment of picking. This is because pineapples don't have starch reserves that convert to sugars like many other fruits do. Interestingly, pineapples are made up of many tiny berries fused together around a central core, and they develop and ripen before being picked. So, the sweetness and juiciness are all determined while they are still on the plant. The next time you're out buying pineapples, remember that how it tastes in the store is how it's going to taste at home. So, choose wisely and look for one that's already ripe enough for your liking.
Is the moon getting farther from Earth? A lunar surprise.
Check this out. The moon is actually moving away from Earth. Yeah, you heard that right. It's sneaking away from us a little bit every year, about the same speed that our fingernails grow, around 1.5 inches or nearly 4 centimeters annually. Scientists have been measuring the distance to the moon super accurately since the Apollo missions, and they've noticed it's on a slow drift out to space. But don't worry, it won't be leaving us anytime soon. We're talking billions of years before it could make a significant difference to life on Earth. Isn't space amazing? Follow me for more fun facts.